right? Because y'all are the ones that keep this platform together, right? Making sure everything is moving smoothly, making sure everything is moving swiftly. But make sure that y'all drop where you are tuning from in the chat, right? Because I like to see where my voice is reaching today. Where are we tuning from in the chat? Let's see where we tuning in from the chat. Yes, blessings to the family, blessings to Hidden Wealth Society, right? Because yes, we are very definitely um, really definitely excited for this space, right? Excited for this space. Okay, we got Atlanta. Okay, Christos is in Atlanta. We got Connecticut. We have Allen, Texas. Let's go. Let's go, Allen, Texas. Yes, yes. Connecticut. Again, awesome, awesome. Joseph Mann from Connecticut. We got some fire flames in the chat from Timothy. Awesome, awesome. Showing love in the chats. That's what I'm talking about. I see Joseph Mann. Obviously, he was really, really excited about this class, right? He was asking, "Do we have class tonight?" Yes, yes, of course. Unless it's a holiday that we do not have class, those things will be updated to you guys. But seems like he was really, really excited for this class. But this is Winning Wednesdays, right? We're gonna go over, our wins, and our lessons, right? We're gonna start with the bad stuff first, right? We're gonna start with the lessons first, right? The lessons was taught on the NAS. Just got into it there a little early. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is Forex Factory, breaking down Forex Factory with the folders as well. This actually affects the reason why you could have lost a trade as well if you don't know what you're doing, while you're actually in a trade. So beginner traders do not trade around the news. So this is actually how you figure out, how if you're trading around the news or not, right? So Forex Factory. First thing you're going to do is, you're going to see if it's a yellow or a red folder, right? And the yellow and red folders, if you hover over them, right? Just a little review on Forex Factory. High impact, right? Expected. Medium impact expected, and low impact expected, right? So what you really have to look at when you're looking at these is what type of um, really what type of things is going to be happening that day. You want to look at the times that you're trading, right? The times that you're trading are really, really crucial, right? The reason why that's crucial is because of this. Is because of if you maximize your minimize your risk, right? You have to minimize your risk in trading. Minimize your risk in trading is key, right? So you definitely want to do that. And yeah, so we're gonna go over the chart now. So I just wanted to go over the Forex Factory. It looks like we're not having any news. Because what I was looking at over here is because we had news today, but we're not gonna have like news tomorrow. So the market might not move a little, may move a little slow tomorrow, but just because that doesn't mean you can't make any money in the markets, right? Friday is gonna be the next big day, right? We have the non-farm state tax, right? We have average hourly earnings, right? These are the USDs, these are the CADs, right? Every currency pair, there's something going on in every currency pair. And remember, there is a currency pair, so there's two, right? So they're playing tug of war on each other. That's what the currency pairs do. So you definitely want to tap in and make sure that you understand when the news is actually going on, right? And then pulling up this chart, we're gonna go over the lessons first, right? What lessons did we have? We had a US 30 lesson, but come to find out, we just got into trade a little bit too early, right? We just rushed into trade a little bit too early. And just like I say, there's things that you could do by putting alerts in. Um, Let's see. All right. So, all right. So this is the area right here where we put in a trade down to the 5 minutes. All right. So we're gonna zoom in. Zoom in. All right. So we put in a sell, right? So we put in a sell, right? And our stop loss hit, but it's because we got in the trade too early, right? We should have waited for this M to happen. Should have waited for this M right here to happen, right? For the drop. So it still was considered a good trade, but we just got it too early. So that was the lesson, right? Getting in a trade too early, not actually being patient and getting into a trade can happen. But just like I say, as long as we had our stop losses on, you're able to actually protect your account. And just like I say, you could change your stop losses from where I have it to something smaller to make your stop losses a little tighter, especially on the US 30 and things like that, right? So that was the first lesson, right? It was a good lesson to learn because you're going to be patient. We're going to be patient the next time we get into this trade, right? Going to be patient next time we get into a trade. So the next one was the NAS, right? And the NAS and the US 30, they work kind of similar, right? They work together majority of the time. One might be going the opposite way, the other one might be going the other way, but all in all, they actually coincide with what you're actually seeing on the screens, right? So let's see here, zoom in. All right. Well, that wasn't a lesson. That actually hit TP. See, so this one actually hit TP. As we put our entry right here, stop loss up here. It never went back up here, right? And dropped down. So that was actually not a lesson. So that was one lesson we had with the US 30. This one actually did drop and do its thing, right? So that was a win. But as you can see, it still did the same little move up here, right? So I'm thinking, yeah. But all right, so I would say that would be the second lesson if your stop loss is hit. But right here we're gonna go to the wins, and the wins I can say are super wins. Why are they super wins to me, right? Because usually on Mondays, if you are a long-term trader, which you could have multiple TPs, right? I decided to put one TP on these trades, but as you can see, we're gonna go with AUD JPY. I think I gave out a signal for that one. Let's say zoom out. There we go. All right, so this entry. Actually, yeah. So this was the other lesson that I was looking at. So the other one wasn't a lesson, but this one was. So stop loss did hit, right? Stop loss did hit for AUD JPY. So that was the second lesson that I was actually looking at to see, what happened, what went wrong, right? And that's the main thing is you want to go in here and you want to know what went wrong. What did I do wrong? But just like I say, as long as you protect your account, you have nothing to worry about. If you don't protect your account, you have a lot to worry about, right? Because you will not be able to survive and trade another day, right? So make sure you protect your account by any means necessary, because that is key. All right, so AUD JPY. Let's see what AUD USD did, because that, I believe, was a win. All right. just went on that. Let me look at, I think it was GBP USD. Okay, so GBP USD. As you can see, GBP USD was a win, right? Because at the moment of the buy, because we were looking for this, we saw this flag right here. So that's another reason why I took that trade as well on the upside at that moment, because of this flag we see. And I'll draw it out for you. But we were saying whether it was gonna go do this or that. And we chose to buy from there. Reason being because you actually can see a W formation right now, right? Where you see this flag at, right? It's the pole right here. Flag pole, the flag. And then inside this flag, we see this. You see a W, right? And that W is at the bottom of this zone right here, right? So that's why I was looking to take a buy on this, and why this one was actually a win, right? And that was actually a win with the with stop loss number 1. So you really didn't even need stop loss number 2, but stop loss number 2 was just in case it pulled all the way back down to this zone right here, right? So that TP hit, right? So that's money right there in the bank. Money right there in the bank, just managing your trades, managing your risk to reward, right? But then look what it did here. Could have got in for a sell down here once it broke this zone down here, and look, this is the retest right here that we teach about, right? This is the retest, and it even attempted to do another retest, right? It attempted to do another retest, and then drop, right? So that could have been, just like I say, you really only need to choose, one pair to trade, that's going to be good for you to trade around that time, right? So if you're trading around the nighttime, if you're up around the nighttime and you want to make some extra money around nighttime, GBP USD is good for that, right? Gold is always good to trade because gold always is moving, swiftly, and just it's always moving. There's really no telling when gold's going to move. Gold could just move randomly, right? 100 pips randomly. But GBPs, you get good money on GBPs because they're really volatile, right? A lot of liquidation happens. So that was a win. So we're gonna put some flames in the chat for the wins and the lessons, right? So we're gonna go to the super win. The reason why I call this a super win because gold not only did what we said it was going to do, right? It actually super exceeded what we were going to do. And I was like, wow. And I said, say that backwards, right? Say wow backwards. Wow. Because that was crazy. So let's see. All right. So I call this the super win, right? Because if we zoom in, first of all, we marked what? We marked our um, higher high and lower low, right? We even labeled it on here. Higher high and lower low. And when it actually broke out of that higher high and lower low, I mean the higher high of the daily, right? Then that was another opportunity to get in and make some money, right? Because it actually broke above a daily. And when it breaks above a daily, obviously it broke above, and any buyers up here lost money. But if it broke above here, I'm pretty sure when you actually look at the 5 minute, right? If you look at the 5 minute, I'm pretty sure it pulled back to this zone right here. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it pulled back to this zone right here and then took off, because it's always going to do a retest, right? It's what the market does. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to eventually retest. It may not touch the exact zone right back to back, but it actually will do it. All right. So let's zoom in, because we're on an hour right now. We're going to zoom in and then go down to the 5 minute. So as you can see, what I mean by this signal is super exceeded, right? Because it not only broke hit TP, but it went super early past TP, right? It went. All right, let's see. And we're gonna break this down to 5 minute. 5 minute just shows a clear clear, signals, clear patterns. So that's why I like to go down to the 5 minute to see what it's doing. All right, over here. And that was a buy by market. All right, so we entered here, right? And right away it hit TP, right? This little wick, it wicked the TP. I was like super duper awesome right there, right? So that was a win, right? But you could have at least did a TP2, right? You could have did a TP2 at the daily high, right? If you are a long-term trader and wanted to hold your trade, right? And as you can see, it came back down almost to entry, right? And that's literally it literally comes down to entry like that. It literally comes down to entry like that when it's really trying to fake you out, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm gonna take some profits, but I don't want it to, go all the way down to my entry. So I'm gonna get out. And then right as you get out, right, it takes off again. Right. So this right here just shows, if you are a long-term trader, you just have to be patient in that trade because it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down. It's an emotional roller coaster, right? This is why if y'all tuned into the psychology, trading psychology, right, on Tuesday, right, that would have taught you, that the psychology of the market is it plays and prowls on emotion, right? And in order to be emotionless, you have to, you know, um, practice emotional intelligence, right? And emotional intelligence is key when you are actually trading because you have to have so much no emotion that you don't mind taking a loss, right? And but you have to have a calculated risk, which you know how much you want to lose before you actually get into the trade, right? And that's what your trade plan does, right? This is why we go over your trade plan because your trade plan is going to line out how much you want to lose and how much you don't want to lose, right? So that was a super win, but just like I say, on the next daily high up here, we could have put in a TP2, right? Or you could have measured another 20 pips, right? Or 25 pips like this using this tool right here and measure another 25 pips. You know, and put your TPs right around and put TP3 right around this area, right? TP4 right around this area. So that literally that one trade right there could have paid somebody's, rent or mortgage, right? And that's what's phenomenal about, trading, right? That's a phenomenal about this community because, we're teaching you a skill set that can literally pay your family for a lifetime, right? Teaching your kids that's coming up how to trade, right? Teaching those kids that's coming up that, all you have to do is pay attention in geometry, right? They never really taught us that geometry can help you with trading in the stock market, right? But they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that, these stuff that they're teaching you in school will help you in the real world, right? We're just trying to figure out, well, how is this actually going to help me in my life in order to make my life, better and live, abundantly, right? It's the learning of the skill set, right? Seeing these peaks and valleys, right? And I caught the M, right? I caught the M at the top right here because this actually happened right before the news. That happened right before the news, right? That M, it was crucial, right? Because as you see, that one drop was what? Just a 5 minute chart. That one candle. Let's measure to see how much that one candle, how much money that one candle was, right? Yeah, it says that's a thousand, right? 1,000 pips. So That's a lot of, like, you didn't even have to stay in for that whole candle, right? You could have just hit the drop and got out, right? And that's exactly what I did. Literally had for a 40-cent lot on gold, and pretty much banked on the drop. I didn't stay in for the rest of this. I could have stayed in for the rest of that, but glad I didn't, right? But as you can see, it shot back up here again. All right up here where this M was. So let's look and see, how symmetric this is, right? Let's look at and see how symmetric this is. If I were to put it on top of that M and look left or look right. Well, that's the top of the M. So it went above the M, but it still broke below, right? It went above, broke below. So it's the fake out breakout, all right? We know about the fake out breakouts. So that fake out breakout brings this what an M looks like. See that M right there? So be looking for the stairs, right? We looking for a sale on gold. Right? But the M's, the W's, right? The W's, you got to see the M's and W's. You really got to pay attention to the M's and the W's, right? It's the M right here. Look, could have caught this M right here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-minute candles, right? That's actually 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes, you can pay your rent and all your bills in 20 minutes, right? So you don't really need to trade every day, right? You don't really need to trade every day, because trading every day, right,